Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Very good, no. Wow. We are seeing some relatively questionable things happening in Fairygon. We got some people now not only changing how everything is about to be played out, but changing the grand scheme of why you can't always just be giving such power to just anybody. Not only giving power to anybody, we learned very quickly that this person who wanted all of this done and taken care of was one of the first people who just happened to know where people were located, right? Like, he not just located, but happened to know that they had these books, that they had the black tomes and all this stuff, and every single person that he just so happened to call out was correct. So to not only have it in that regard, right, like to have it literally being thrown in our face, like this guy is going out of his way to prove a point that his overall, guesses that he might have called him at this time or whatever have been pretty dead on the money. And because they're dead on the money, shouldn't you kind of, I don't know, question that a little bit? Just a tiny bit? I don't know. But yeah, him snitching on everybody, telling us where everything's located was pretty messed up. But now that we know what is to be expected from people that have any type of information or is any way in shape or form kind of lying and manipulative, we know not to trust them. But now we know just what is going to continue to happen if this overall show kind of deviates from anything that we've seen so far. Like, if anything kind of like starts going south, we'll have a good understanding probably why. This is because someone on the background is probably making a move against our characters as a whole. So seeing this very beginning of the episode though with Ox's fairy and stuff, it definitely puts a better light on fairies for me, in the case of not only did this fairy, really enjoy probably its time with Ox, but it then goes to show us that whatever happened between, him and everybody and him passing away, the fairy never held it against the people that Ox liked or anything like that, right? So not only did the fairy try to stop itself from hurting Ox's old comrades, it succeeded in doing it. And not only doing that, taking itself out of the battle entirely so it could be taken down. Like, uh, our girl's fairy was going a little bit too hard and like trying to actually fight it and like try to destroy it in an actual battle. So instead, it kind of just wrapped its arm around its neck and kept it down. So whenever the owner was trying to manipulate it or tell it to do something, it just had no chance of moving on top of its own willpower to not move. It's the girl's fairy itself was helping as well. So I thought that was a very interesting way of showing us how much will and how much like actual maybe personality it takes away from the people who have helped it, because if you think about it, Ox is probably the only person it's had, and if that's true, or if it's had others and then Ox was someone else, it got to experience someone that would jump in the way of, death for their comrades, so to take that in and to not learn anything from it would be pretty dumb. But I don't think that is the case, so we'll see how it plays out if we do see some more of these fairies happen. Like, for instance, if the other fairies that didn't have such good owners or had such good follow people that to take up from. For instance, like Val, she's literally just doing anything and everything in her power to get stronger or to get closer to getting what she wants. So imagine if her fairy leaves her and finds someone else, what kind of influence that fairy might have, or what kind of damage it might try to do as soon as it's called out and summoned because of its past experiences. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe I'm just looking too far in it, but that's everything I kind of felt after seeing Ox's. Um, all the other stuff, like the guy after losing Ox's Fairy doing the hand signal, and I instantly knew whose hand signal it was. Man, that it pays off. Just note to make sure you pay attention to the small details, because as soon as he does it, it looks just like some weird thing he's doing. You're like, but we've seen this before. Like, this is a payoff to something I've seen before. And then I think about it, and I'm like, oh god, the church people, when they were messing with that bear that was all chained down. So pretty much what they're going to try to do with that whole ritual is literally get some divine beast to come out. So they're trying to now strengthen their own ways by summoning something that might not be even capable of being taken out or controlled by them, which is weird. I'm never a fan of summoning something that you literally have a chance of losing control of. So yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. Anything that you can lose control of and can go evil and do a lot of ridiculous things by itself might not be the best way to go. So we'll see how that plays out. I definitely want to hear from you guys. What are you feeling about this week's episode? And are you looking forward to seeing what happens further in the show? Or have you not really cared about Fairy Gone and you kind of just want it to end so you can know the ending and blah blah blah. So with all that being said though, let me know in the comics. Let me know in the comments down below and I will definitely talk to you in the next one. Thank you so much for the support and peace.